Hey everybody, Steven here for Entropic Gaming, and today I'm going to be playing more M.A.V. Now, before we get started, I did just want to talk real quick about how, my absence and our silence on social media and such. We're going to be talking about it more in depth in a video we're going to be working on, where we're going to talk about kind of the state of the channel and such coming up. But the last couple months, both Mike and I have been very busy with getting the work done for my senior exhibition. I was in college, an art student, and part of that degree was I had to put on a senior show, and that became a very time-intensive and work-intensive effort that pretty much made it unfeasible for us to be really producing content for the channel. Suffice it to say, game development's hard. Even when it doesn't turn out pretty. So, but I am back. Mike is trying to get back into the swing of things as well, and so hopefully going forward we'll be producing content more regularly, more steadily, and I'm going to start interacting on social media as well again. So, my apologies for the absence. Thank you for your patience with us, and a big thank you to Chibi for pretty much carrying the channel for us while we were busy handling my degree. So, I am graduated now, though. Huzzah. Moving on, it's been a while since I did a video on M.A.V. Even before the whole college stuff all started, I was having internet issues that coincided with the Sunday Funday event, so that was interfering with my ability to record stuff. There were a couple of holidays that happened that, my family had events and gatherings on those days, and it made it, again, I couldn't play for the Sunday Funday. And certainly it's not Sunday now either. But due to it being been a couple months, Cyber has put out a couple more updates, and so there's some changes to the heat systems and such. He added a bunch of heat damage to he added heat damage to a bunch of weapons. I don't remember which one specifically, but we'll take a look at them. And the big one is he added a new cockpit, the Skarn, I think, or something. Let me hop into the garage real quick so we can stop staring at the screen. There's a whole series of them. They're heavy cockpits, and started with the Scar and moving up through this whole rest of this line. And the Scar is available at level 1. Not sure what levels the rest of them unlock because, I'm already pretty somewhat high leveled in terms of unlocking stuff. But I did want to today play with some of the new stuff, play with these new cockpits, because what they're designed for is to help make defenders more viable. These are meant to be really tough, really durable, really strong cockpits with enough stability and enough armor to take hits really well without needing to really shield them with armor. So you can either shield them with armor anyways, and it makes them even nastier, or you can just leave them in the open and let them take the hits that they're designed to take. So I'm going to experiment today with that. I want to try to see if maybe I can make some kind of defender-type build, which has been a while, and Defender is kind of a role type that's really not been in a good spot for a while. It was just not performing very well. It was considered in the community to be kind of like a non-viable role. So I'm going to experiment with those. The question is, I've got two options here in these tracks, and one of them is a lot more durable than the other and has a decent amount more weight, but it is slower and with less recoil stability. Although it takes the shock absorption well, which is what needs to avoid getting hit. I'm going to go for the heavier one, because I know when I'm playing and I'm dealing with a M.A.V. that's, the cockpit's either well protected or just a tanky, nasty cockpit, I'll often focus on the chassis instead. That's one of the big issues with the Hex legs right now, is that a lot of them just don't have the tankiness to survive the fact that they're gigantic, easy targets in a lot of cases. So we'll start with that one, the Heavy Armored Tank V2. And we're definitely going to go with one of the new cockpits. I'm leaning towards possibly the Mufasa, just because that power generation is huge to have, and it's not that much heavier. It is a little bit less durable, but I'm leaning towards putting some armor on this as well. What I've seen of this cockpit is that it's actually got a pretty good amount of connection spaces. So let's grab a... I'll go for an offset, maybe? I'm not going to be space on the bottom, but I'm thinking about coming from the side because there's let's try one of these little offsets. We'll see if they'll fit in there. I don't think they will, but there's... Oh yeah, no, they're definitely not going to fit in there. I thought those might have been connections right there, but it's there that connects. So we'll dump that. No, the downside to this whole endeavor is that it is going to... You know, it's a big cockpit, so it's hard to hide. It's really not designed to hide. But if I can hide it, I want to try and hide it. I want to see, because I got a decent amount of weight to work with. The problem is that this is going to mean that I'm going to lose weapon capability. So, let's go for a small angle, just a hard turn. And we'll rotate that around. And let's add in the kind of half turn small angle as well. Or small spacer. Because I'm going to need to go up at some point anyways. So if I can kind of get that verticality in a way that doesn't require as many parts, that'd be good. Like kind of like that. That's exactly what I was going for. Alright, and let's duplicate that. Because we do need to bring it back to straight now. And I'm going to need another straight spacer. 402, because I do want to try and keep my weight down if I can. Nah, I need one that has... I may end up scrapping this. Oh, that's a 382. That's nice and light. It's got the connections in the areas that I want. And now we can go ahead and add in an armor. And this is... I'm going to probably end up scrapping this a lot. Oh, hey, Defender level based stuff. Some new armors. Interesting. Armored heavy protector. Let's go to the heavies. Okay, so offsets are not locked up right now. Okay, so those are mediums. Okay. Let's just grab my tried and true LP RP. Played there, so. That definitely covers it some. It doesn't cover the cockpit perfectly, but covering this big old monster cockpit is going to be just a giant nightmare to try and do. So I'm not really concerned about it. I'm not concerned about perfect coverage of the cockpit. The cockpit's probably tougher than that armor, in all honesty. Oh yeah, the cockpit's like twice that armor and takes the hits better than the armor too. It's the armor, yeah. So yeah, this is just basically adding a blade of armor behind it. The one risk there is that could get shot from underneath, but I don't really want to dedicate too much to trying to protect it because it's not critical to the design. So now we got to consider weaponry. With the slowness, I want to look at cannons, I think. I'd almost be tempted to put snipers on there, but snipers aren't great for up-close fighting. So I got a lot of locked cannons. And it looks like, are these all based on Defender stuff? I'm not sure. Player at least 30 or scout or soldier at least 10 or snipers at least 50. At least 15. Stuff I really need to get around to getting my sniper level back up to 15, because not back up to get it to 15. Because there's a lot of stuff. Once I get that railgun, I'm real excited to try to make something with that. But gotta find in the interim some good stuff. Connect 160. This is one of the new heat ones, by the way. It's got some. You can see it's got the impact heat that it causes. Shot velocity is nice and high. Damage is lower though. I want high shot velocity. I hate slow shots, but I do want to hit hard. The bullet cannon hits the hardest of the ones I'm seeing. Oh, or the Con HD. Shot velocity 192. Recoil. Force. Same recoil. Same impact force. It's got some impact heat, but not enough. Not as much. Not enough. Not as much. Same ammo. 350. 350. I'm gonna sell for these guys, which is interesting because I'm still not sure how I feel about the. Come on, duplicate for me. There we go. I'm still not sure how I feel about the hex boxes for the weapons versus the brain. My brain's just absolutely shutting down. Versus the rectangular kind of box-like ones. I like the box ones better. It makes it easier to put, the really cluster in weapons. Excuse me. Drink real quick. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. But there are times where I can get better placement of my guns by using these hex ones. Right now, I almost wish I could have had the box ones, but I don't get a choice in that matter. So, I am overweight though, so I'm already having to go abort that plan. I mean, there's that. It's only 3 cannons though. It's a little light. I'm gonna scrap the armor. I really don't think the armor is gonna help me that much, and that saved me a ton of weight. So, curiosity. I do that, and let's go ahead and duplicate off some more of these. How many more of these can I fit, just weight-wise? I'm just seeing how the weight comes out. I can get one more. So that wasn't even all that heavy of a investment, the armor, but I forget that these are heavy cannons. They really are. Kind of wishing I could undo getting rid of the armor because I'm not going to get much more. What I could do is I could invest in something besides the cannons. Let's look at some other weapons. What can I do? Those are going to be on cooldown. So, 2 weapon types that are good for being on cool for just using as kind of filler weapons are assault rifles and machine guns. So then that comes down to making a decision on that, potentially. I personally am kind of more enamored with the assault rifles. A little bit more accurate, a little better range, but that's kind of just me. So, we'll have to see. Yeah, I'm going to stick with trying to do assault rifles, I think. So let's figure out shot velocity, 600, 625. It's pretty standardized shot velocities. Ranges are up there a little bit. The really fast, the really long range ones. Oh wow, is that 800? That's a lot of range. Not a lot of damage though, and I'm wanting to hit hard. So we're looking at 13, 17. I can't use that one. There's a 17. One of the HDs, of course. And Narlock 17. So there's a lot of 17s. Sniper's at least 12. I think my sniper's like 11 right now, so I'm so close. Shot velocity, weapon zoom as well is another factor, which I didn't look at with those cannons. Okay, so it has zoom. One of the catches with cannons is that the weapon zoom, if they don't have weapon zoom at all, they don't have an actual crosshair when you're targeting with them. They just have like a little box reticle that's not to my liking. I know some people don't mind it, but for me it drives me up a wall not having an actual crosshair. At least it's something that I actually have to land my shots on directly, like the cannons. But yeah, so did check that real quick. Fire rate 33 versus wow, you fire 3 times as fast. That's an interesting consideration. Looking at the fire rate versus stuff. Fire rate 115, even better. Slower shot velocity, but it's not as crucial with 125 fire rate, and they hit for 6 though. So the 160 versus that 160, correct? No, that's it right there. So it's either the MG 160 or the LGT MGX2 160. And we'll count 480, 480. 258. So yeah, they're pretty. 144 with 6. That's got some consideration right there. I want to try these out. I've normally, when I'm using assault rifles, I've normally pretty consistently gone for models that were lower rate of fire, higher damage. And I feel like that might have not always been the best decision, to be entirely honest. I'm looking at those going, like, I think I could see a better sustained damage off of these faster firing ones, especially if they've got some heat that they put out. That better rate of fire might be better for building up the heat, but I don't know on that one. This thing is definitely slow. It's got all the power it needs, just barely. It's got all the power it needs just from its built-in generation, which is nice. I do really like that, how much power the Mufasa, how much power that generates. So let's go ahead and let's weapon group these up. The question is, again, I don't really need to. Let's not weapon group yet, because I'd put these on here thinking, oh, let's cover the sides, but I really don't need that. You know, this is a cockpit that can take hits well, and it's going to absorb damage well. So I really don't need to do that. I can group these in a way that's designed to, you know, get their shot placement. Sorry, I spaced there a little bit. Graduation was yesterday. I'm still kind of worn out from it. To maximize the the tightness of their shot groupings. Like, I really don't need to have this in this setup like that. So let's go ahead and reassess how these are even set up, honestly. I can't fit one in there? No, I can't. So I can fit one in there, though. And then I can fit one there. And I can fit one there. I can do that. That's probably as tight as a shot grouping as I'm going to be able to get with these guys. So there we go. I like that better. Hopefully these guys can last well. That might be an issue to consider. I didn't think about that because, again, Defender needs to be counted. No, it's not like a little fast biped where I can dodge and dip and weave and avoid getting shot. I'm going to be getting hit. LGT MG 160. And so really it should optimally be designed to be able to take hits. And none of these are going to take hits well. But having some armor and some durability would not be remiss. 15, 260 durability. It's a hex again, but weighs a lot too. That could be an issue because I'm running it pretty close on the weight. That one I might get away with. I'm definitely not getting away with that one. So this is where it's going to come down to. That one I could get away with probably. It's got some armor. It's not a bad idea. It's not as good, I don't think, as, let's see, if I'm losing 2. See, I don't know the math off the top of my head of how exactly to calculate the difference in damage plus rate combined with rate of fire. But range is 380 versus range 380. It's the same range. It's very similar. This has no armor. But it's got some armor on it. I'm going to pop this set off real quick. And we'll see real quick if I can... if this will even work, because there is a weight difference, and that weight difference might be enough to scuttle this whole plan before it even starts. I'm also having trouble getting it to stick on there properly. There we go. There's that. I can't do that. Nope. I can't, so I can do that. And do that. And then I can do that. Nope, that's not where I wanted that to go. Do that. It's basically the same grouping as those. It's got the armor, and again, I didn't look at these connects to HD. I'm so not used to thinking in terms of durability. It's something in armor, and it's something I need to start doing. It was a problem I've had in the past. When I've built stuff on hex builds, I've been using the hex legs because they've got the highest capacity, and so I was using the highest capacity and packing as much as I could on there. And the problem that comes with that is that the best hex legs for carrying, actually the two top weight capacity ones, have no armor on them and not as much durability, so they're actually kind of squishy, which combined with how big of a target they are, makes problems for me. So it's got armor. Okay, good. That's actually got a fair amount of armor. Okay, so that I'm not worried about. Cool. So more than likely in a fight, it's going to lose its assault rifles first, regardless of either of which choice I use. I kind of like the look of those little square ones better and how tidy they are. But the difference in durability I don't think is worth the loss of armor. So we're going to go with these guys. So let's go ahead and we'll set our weapons finally. I know I said that. Oh, I'm overweight though with them. That's exactly what I was concerned about. So if I can't use those guys, I might be stuck using the... Let's see, 160 is 6 and 103. Definitely not worth... Especially no armor. None of them have armor. So I can't fit them on here anyways, and I don't want to be down to 3. I'd really like to keep it at 4. So we're going to slap that back on there. Right there. And head over there and get the weapons layout figured out. So I'm going to set the first group. I'm going to set with the... not that first one. I'm going to be the... it should be okay. I want to have the first group be the assault rifles. They're going to be my steady damage. The cans are going to be what I switch into. No, let's switch it around because I want to be able to fire. I want to be firing the cannons whenever I can. So, by extension, I want that to be the primary set. And then we'll get those set up as the secondaries. Alright, so it's all ready. It's slow as all get, but that's to be expected. So let's pop out there. Let's pop into some single player stuff. Game settings, single player. Try it against the Defender. I mean, Defenders hit tough. They are hard, nasty little bastards. So let's see what it can do. Throw it against... there's some new changes to the AI as well. Still using a Rhino. Where... Cyber changed how, depending on the difficulty of the AI, which I didn't set actually. I don't think I said it at least. Depending on the difficulty of the AI setting, okay, it was set to easy, will actually affect what builds it has access to, basically. It affects its tactics, how fast it reacts, and such. So the difficulty levels for the AI are a lot more meaningful. Now, I think in the update for it said something along the lines of, "Oh God, am I slow? Oh, I'm too used to being fast." But such is the life of a defender. Oh God, I opened my thing and that stopped me. I'm so slow. Oh wow, that is some spread. It was basically that the easiest defenders are going to be like 75. Easiest bots, AIs, are going to be about 75% worse than they used to be, and the hardest ones will be about 25% better performance-wise. So, man, these assault rifles are just angry. There we go, I shredded it. And how am I doing on health? That's not what I wanted. I wanted that. I'm holding up pretty well. I mean, I got lit up. I was getting shot a lot, honestly. So for just having and especially a cockpit that just screams, "Shoot me." No armor, no protection. To just go up close toe to toe and not be able to dodge anything was not a bad performance for this. We'll see if I can take another go now that I've got kind of this weapon set figured out. So slow. It's such a slow thing. I'm still getting used to how slow this is. Just chugging along. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I hope I can. Oh, hi there, friendo. Basically use these until those are cooled. The recoil is really bad on those, but I might go in there and rearrange how they're set up. Maybe see if I can split them across, because as it is, the firing pattern's bad enough that I'm just not going to be able to land shots well at a distance, which is what I was hoping to do, but it's too much recoil. This chassis and this cockpit are not set up for recoil absorption. And I'm not going to be able to repair in time, am I? So really, having 4 cans like that is difficult to work with. I might experiment, because I've got 2 more weapon groups to work with. I might split them up. That might not be a bad idea. Maybe even I can just do away with the assault rifles entirely, although they are hurting like a mother. Nope, and there we go. I had a feeling I was only at 12% on the cockpit, so still 2 to 1, not bad. And going toe to toe with defenders hurts consistently. It hurts, and I am right by this mother, aren't I? Oh, yes, I am. I mean, the problem with these assault rifles almost is that I hesitate to, stop using them. It's just death spraying, horrible death and pain. Like that, yeah. Bet most of that damage came from the assault rifles. Those are a really solid, angry weapon. I do really like cannons, and I don't want to stop using cannons, because the cannons do burst like a mother. They hit really hard. They hurt really hard. And I'm fond of them. Probably just my residual, habitual sniperness. I'm like, oh, I'm going to play a defender. Close range brawler. Let's, get out the, sniper rifles. I actually considered it. I will entirely admit that fact. But, just... It's a very slow build. I'm not fond of being in slow mavs, but the weapon set I've got on it now isn't really reliant on oh, there we go. Let's finish off with that. Isn't really reliant on being up close, which is not a bad thing for defenders. I've seen some defender builds where they like using shotguns or flamers, and the problem with that, and that's actually what I've tried in the past myself, oh hi, is that defenders are inherently going to be slow. They're heavy, they're weighed down. And they just, aren't going to be able to handle very well. Damn. Using any weapon where they have to get close, where they have to chase. So, I'm definitely liking the mixture of cannons and assault rifles. I will say I don't like how much recoil I'm having. I really do think I'm going to probably switch over to running this with 2 sets of 2 on the cannons. Because the recoil on 2 shots doesn't seem to be that bad if I'm looking at the shot placement well enough. If I mitigate it with, manual aim adjustment by just pulling the mouse in the opposite direction as I fire, I can probably get 2 to fire pretty accurately. But there's still a part of me that's like, why bother switching back to the cannons? Just I suppose the thing with the cannons, if I can get to the point where I can fire them off real quickly without having to take a lot of time to aim and switch back, they will inherently do more damage in that moment than the assault rifles. And that's where, potentially they come in handy. This thing really does hurt up close quite badly. No, angrily. Angrily badly. Neither one really describes it well, but... Alright. And... yeah, those are not... the first 2 shots aren't bad. Oh, that was a nice set of placements. Nope. I was thinking, like, am I going to be able to get that one more kill off of this? But nope, I'm running pretty much on a 2 to 1. Well, I got 3 on the last one, so. I love how it just keeps spawning us right next to each other. Yeah, it was close. I almost pulled a 4 to 1 on that, so that wasn't bad. Hopefully it doesn't get hung up on a tree again. That's why it wasn't moving. Coming after me was because it was stuck on a tree. Oh god, it's all the way over there. We got a minute 20 left. Well, if I can see you, I'll lob shots in your vague direction, but there's trees in the way and we got a ways off. Motor, little bot, motor. I want to get you one more time. Come on. The slowness hurts. I mean, this thing is delightfully angry up close. I am very happy with how hard... I mean, it's shredding defenders like nothing. So, I'd like to see how fast it can shred stuff that isn't designed just to laugh at damage and laugh at getting shot at. And there we are. That's a surprising amount of range. It is nice to not have to be quite so much in the know, in gun cam view all the time. Oh, hey, I got it. With 14 seconds to go. Boom! We'll blow that up too, for shits and giggles. And you're not gonna spawn in time for me to even hit you, probably. Yep. Nope. You're spawned, I think, in the exact same spot. So there we go. Final scoring. I mean, I definitely performed well against this defender. It was an easy one, sure, but I definitely was wrecking that guy's shit real hard. There we go. 7-2. Twice as much damage, more part kills, better accuracy. So it's not bad in terms of setup. And everything needs some tweaking. It needs to, you know, I'm gonna play with it off. Definitely gonna play with it off camera. I want to put the guns on the cannons into 2 sets of 2, so that I can have a little bit better shot placement. Use them at longer ranges where they do have the range and accuracy in theory to work at. Just in a group of 4, I'd be wasting so many shots. It's not worth doing. It will make it a little hard just to cycle through them real fast and then jump back to the assaults, but I think I can make that work. And I could probably even use them to protect the assaults, which would not be a bad investment, because the assaults are definitely squishier. So, like I said, I'm going to play with this off camera, get it ready. I don't believe I have any schedule conflicts or anything, so I should be able to make it to Fun Day this weekend. Finally. I've been missing my Sunday Fun Day events with Cyber and the rest of the MAV community. So I've really been wanting to get back into those. So I'll play with this off camera, see what I can get it ready with, and hopefully I'll have a fun defender to throw at the rest of the people we're playing with on Sunday. So other than that, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.